What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another TPX Reviews. Today's review is the old amp energy drink that was super big, anywhere from the year 2000 all the way to present day. Oddly enough, I never did a review for any of the amps, and if I did, it's probably one of them. This, for some reason, was not a drink that I ever thought to review, and I don't know why. There was the original flavors. Well, first there was just basically like the original amp in a small can, a little green one, and then it became like this 16-ounce can, and then they went and changed the can to like kind of this, they went from like a lime green to like this dark green, and they changed it back to like this gasoline green, and now they're coming out with new flavors. Now that's just the history of the original. They came out with flavors. They came up with orange, and they changed it and it sucked. They changed the lemonade and that sucked. All the flavors that are still on the market are the shitty versions. Amp basically started off with delicious flavors. Started off as original, then shitty flavors. I mean, good flavors. Then they changed those flavors and now they're shitty. This is basically a amp reimagined. They went back. I don't know what they did to it because I haven't tried any of these yet. But they went to this design. It's a black can, just like the other ones. Well, I think actually they're more of a, depends on what flavor you get. There's a white one. There's these new amps. That's all I really know how to put it. So anyways, over here, the sugar actually per one can is 31 grams. Now, normally on the back of a can, it says, like on an old amp, they used to be 29 grams per 8 ounces. They used, I think, maybe 60 grams of sugar in an amp. And they changed that and they chopped them in half and they made them 15. Now they're just getting away with saying 31 grams of sugar, but now it's per can. So it's still 15 per ounce, so per 8 ounce. So 160 milligrams of caffeine. That's something that's good. I don't have another amp to compare it to, but I feel like either I'm being lied to again, and they've been screwing around with how much they put on the can, either by serving size or how much is on the can. So let's just say the most recent version of amp says it's 15 grams of sugar per 8 ounce. That's still 30 grams of sugar, and if that's correct, then that's the drink I don't like. They reduced the sugar to half of what it used to be. I remember specifically a can used to say 29 grams of sugar on the can. Now it says 31, but the 29 could have been per 16 ounce. I mean, per 8 ounce. The serving size might have changed. So I don't know what kind of trickery they're doing this time around. But black tab. It's pretty basic over here. It's got bottled in the authority for PepsiCo. Yeah. So nothing really else other than the cool design that reminds me of Euphoric Energy, which is a review I've always wanted to do, but they discontinued that drink or stopped carrying it at Big Lots. So without further ado, crack it open. I'm going back in time to amp, and I'm going to see if this tastes like either the new version of Cherry, which is the Cherry Boost or whatever, it's that stupid boring looking can, or the original Cherry, which was called Overdrive or something. So upon the first whiff, it actually smells a little bit like Game Fuel, the Cherry Citrus Game Fuel, which is a good sign, because that could, because it used to be, the old amp used to be based on Mountain Dew, and then when they stopped basing it off of Mountain Dew, it went really crappy. So hopefully this smells and tastes like the old Overdrive based on the Mountain Dew, and not the new Active Cherry or Focus or Cherry or whatever the hell it used to be. So yeah, it smells like Game Fuel, which I've been drinking actually, because I just bought a 15 pack of small little bottles, 16-ounce bottles of Game Fuel Cherry Citrus on Amazon. So there's something that you can go check out. They're $10. $10 for a 15 pack. That's incredible. The shipping, well, if you become a Prime member, it's free. So take advantage of that. If you're not a Prime member, then you'll be paying $25. So the color is kind of a light color, similar to that of which the newest amp is. The old amp was, I think, a darker red. So as you can see, it actually, the red matches the cherries on the can. This is crazy for me. I feel like I missed a whole boat here. I didn't review the old amp. I didn't review the newest amp. I didn't do any of them. I don't know why, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass, I guess you could say, because they've changed the amps 3 times now, and I haven't reviewed any of them. So apparently, this is apparently my new beginning here. I might go back and review the old ones while they're still on the market. I don't even know if they're discontinuing those. So anyways, sorry about this talking, but amp has been uncovered by me ever. It's never ever been mentioned, or I've never talked about amp. Nothing. It's almost as if it doesn't exist, but amp is like one of the most popular drinks in my area. It's everywhere. It's in every store, but I just never buy it, nor do I, especially after the most recent update of them. So let's take a sip finally. So yikes. Oh man. I got some bad news. Amp is just crap now. It's gotten worse than the last bottle, the last version. This is the cherry one. Now, there's new flavors coming out, or this was the only one I could find for now, was the cherry. There's other flavors that are new and they never hit the market before. There's like some kind of crazy mix of blueberry and something else. Blueberry lemonade or something like that. That one probably might be pretty good. However, Cherry Blast, you want Cherry Blast so bad to taste like Overdrive. Instead, it tastes even worse than the one that's already out. Which is the red can that's Active, Focus, whatever the hell it's called. It's just not as good. Overdrive will always be the best, because Overdrive tasted like citrus Mountain Dew, cherry citrus Mountain Dew, which I'm enjoying right now thoroughly. And when you take a sip of this Cherry Blast, you taste cherry citrus Mountain Dew for a little bit, and then it just gets like this weird sour tart taste, almost like a cherry sweet tart, or a really tart, tangy lollipop from Jolly Rancher or something, in a bad way. Now, if you're not thinking about Mountain Dew, if you've never had Mountain Dew before, Cherry Citrus Game Fuel, you don't have to worry about it, because you know what? It's pretty good, actually. But what your expectation levels set to it wanting to be, you wanting it to be Cherry Citrus Mountain Dew, and it fails. It fails hard. It comes nothing close to Mountain Dew, what my amp is based off of, which is apparently no longer the case. Amp is no longer based on it, and now it's just a generic flavored, fruity tasting drink on the market. And next to Monster and Rockstar, it can't compete. It tastes like it belongs in a 50-cent bin of Big Lots. It tastes cheap and just crappy. It tastes like a really cheap and fake Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew tastes way better. And in energy drink world, energy drinks are supposed to taste better than soda because they're supposed to be loaded with more sugar. I don't know what they're doing, and if they're trying to go more healthy and less sugar, stop it. Just stop it. You already have cherry amp that tastes like crap. You don't need another version of cherry amp. I don't know what they're doing. They never said that they're discontinuing the old version or what is really the new version to replace it with this model. So I don't know what amp is doing, but they're not going to save themselves if they don't bring back the old flavor. And they did not do that here. So maybe the Cherry Blast isn't good, but their other flavors might be, because Cherry Blast is just Cherry Blast. The other flavors coming out or are redos or are mixes of blueberry and something yummy or good or whatever. It's like instead of just lemonade lightning, it's going to be blueberry lemonade. I can't think of the other flavors, but they're on Facebook, I think. Or if you Google them, new amp, they should come up. But anyways, overall, I give this an 8. The original Overdrive being a 9.5. The most recent update is about like a 9, and this is like an 8. It's tart. It's more tart, more tangy, more sour. It leaves a very dry spot on your tongue. It kind of makes it like a bitter, like you just sucked on a warhead or something. It's got a candy taste that just isn't smooth, or it's not even carbonated really. It's carbonated at first and then it's gone. I mean, it's trying to be Overdrive, but it's just too sour. It tastes like as if you had a cherry drink after you just brushed your teeth. It's like, go ahead, brush your teeth and go drink a Game Fuel. And there you go. That's what it tastes like. Not pleasant. It's good in its own weird cherry way. Like, it's good if you aren't expecting it to be better than... I mean, you might like it, but once you had cherry, citrus, Game Fuel, or Amp Overdrive, you would hate this. Hate it. It's just not as good. It tries to be like Mountain Dew and it fails. So it's just not as good. It's just not as sugary or cherry-ish or whatever. So anyways, that's my review for this Amp Energy Cherry Blast, and it's making me wonder why I never reviewed Amp in the first place. Well, there you go. It's gone downhill, and I don't see the point in doing them again or doing them ever. Because if they're not the original that it used to be, there's no point. Someone recently just commented in my video and said, get to the point of the review. No. These reviews are made to be long. I'm sorry. They're long, they're drawn out. I talk to my fans because I love them, and I'm sorry. They've been long for a long time, and I can't seem to cut them back any shorter because I have stuff to say to you dudes. So, that being said, TPX Reviews, cutting this video as long as I possibly can without being ridiculous. So, usually 13-minute videos are my thing. I try to stay under that, but when I talk to you guys, it goes longer, so I apologize. So, you'll see my next review, or my next set of reviews, they won't be so long. I promise. So, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.